her passion and really how much she cares about the students is what makes her such an amazing teacher.
He's so on the pulse with what is going on with students, and he really cares about knowing what's going on with us.
I think she's a once-in-a-lifetime mentor.
He has like sincere, real-life advice.
And she was there for me, and she was instrumental in where I am right now.
He's a great example for who I want to be as I move on and become a professor myself.
I nominated Dr. Cunningham because, regardless of what people go into after they go through her M3 rotation, they are better physicians whenever they come out of med school because she was a part of their life.
I think we all have people in our lives that really moved us. It's pretty humbling to think that I could have had that effect on someone else.
I think she inspires me because of the way that she interacts with her patients. She is totally devoted to making sure that they have the best quality of life going forward.
I do think that we're obligated not only to teach the content, but we also have to model the behavior.
I think the way that she interacts with patients is a template for how I can interact with patients in the future, and then how she teaches students is how I want to teach students in the future, so I want to grow up to be just like her.
The fact that it's from the students validates all the efforts that you have put in. I love what I do, but if they love what I do, how great is that?
I nominated Dr. Lou Hirsch. I think he's brought a lot of energy to the program, and I think we need more people like him on campus and really in the world.
To have a student mobilized to submit an application on my behalf, to spend a lot of her free time to do something like that, is just really flattering.
He's so on the pulse with what is going on with students, and he really cares about knowing what's going on with us.
I'm 35 years old. I have a 2-year-old son. I think, very close to falling off the pop culture wagon. So I try and stay with what my students are interested in to keep my content relevant. If it's not relevant, there's so many other distractions going on right now. A lot of them are working jobs, got to go home to help with cattle. Our students are busy, and we got to make it relevant.
Even when he feels like he's putting himself out there and being a bit of a goofball, trying to keep up with like the latest lingo or whatever, he goes for it, and I think it really makes a huge difference.
You give a man a fish, you teach him to fish. We're kind of teaching these students to fish directly in our program, which will hopefully allow them to have a tackle box full of tools they'll be able to apply to anywhere they want to go. 10 or 15 or 20 years down the road, if I could run into someone and say, hey, Dr. Hirsch, that helped, or thank you for getting me where I am, that'll be nice.
I nominated Dr. McNair, who is my advisor.
Well, it comes from the students, it's a student-nominated award, so that definitely, it means a lot.
I think his background makes him a great teacher. He was a first-generation college student, and so I think he identifies with a lot of students on campus who are still first-generation or don't know what exactly they want to do.
As a first-generation college student, you don't necessarily have your family to look forward to how to study, how to make your way through college, so I understand the learning curve that takes place, and I just really don't want them to feel intimidated or afraid to ask me questions. So my philosophy is really just that, to sort of break down that barrier and make them realize that we're there together.
He has people come to his office to talk about things that are happening in their personal lives, not just what's happening in class. So that way he understands maybe why they didn't do as well on something, and he works with them to make sure that's no longer an obstacle they have to deal with alone.
Education is one of those things that can't really be taken away from you. So it's nice to give that to them.
nominated Dr. Darshak Patel. He's the best teacher in Gatton and all over the University of Kentucky.
This has to be one of my favorite moment of my life. My main number one motivation is seeing students succeed.
I love his teaching style. I love how much he cares about his students. He knows when a student doesn't understand what's happening, and he knows how to explain it in like 1,000 different ways until the student does understand it.
We have a very wide spectrum of students, and it's my job to try and ensure that the whole wide spectrum is given the same opportunities to succeed.
He inspires me to be better and do better and get involved.
Winning this award feels like homecoming. When I accepted the job to come back to University of Kentucky, it was like a dream job. I truly enjoyed my 4 years in graduate program. To be able to be recognized as one of the educators for the whole University of Kentucky is just a dream come true. On top of that, to be able to be recognized at a basketball game in Rupp when the teams are actually playing that day, I would have never imagined that would have ever come true. So thank you, Alumni Association, for making that happen.
I nominated Dr. Martha Riddell for the Great Teacher Award because I believe she deserves that award above all people.
Well, it made it particularly meaningful and affirming at the same time that, what we were doing is helping students achieve.
In transitioning into graduate school, she was extremely instrumental and pivotal in guiding me.
The students energize and inspire us, and I have the great fortune of really working with the students across the entire program. I see them when they're deciding to come, when they're in class, I see them in internships and as they look for positions. So I'm biased, but I think they're great. I can quote Coach Cal and say, I love my team.
Dr. Riddell taught me to genuinely care, and I hope to continue that message, to carry it with me wherever I go, because I think it's really important for me as a future healthcare provider or administrator to show that compassion to people.
My own teaching philosophy is to help students achieve their potential, and that is an extraordinary responsibility. Helping students find their calling, find their strengths for service is truly extraordinary.
So I nominated Anna Viktorovna for the Great Teacher Award, and I nominated her just because of the impact she's had on me and my life.
I was so happy. I was so happy to receive this award.
Her passion for the language and her love of the culture and just the way she teaches convinced me to become a dual degree student.
I was teaching since 1982, and it was in Russia, it was in Germany, and finally it happened here. But I couldn't teach right away when I arrived here because I couldn't speak English at all.
Knowing that she knows so many languages and she came to America and learned English through pure immersion. That's very courageous. It's very inspiring just to know that she could do such a thing, and I'd love to be able to pull something like that off.
I like to be with young people. For me, it's our future. So I'm very happy to be part of University of Kentucky. I think it's the best part in my life to teach here and be with my students. Thank you so much to my students, to my colleagues, to University of Kentucky.